Queensland Government is scrambling to restore its school's online learning system, which is still down as students try to learn from home for the second day of Term 2. The LNP is calling for Education Minister Grace to be sacked over the homeschooling debacle. Joining me now is Queensland Shadow Education Minister Jared Bleijie. Jared, thanks for joining us tonight. You think Grace should go?
Well, hi, Gleeson, and thanks for having me on your program, mate. Look, absolutely. Grace should have gone yesterday. She's been in hiding. She's been in hiding since they announced that the schools were going to go back, and then we had the definition of essential worker confusion, working from home parents confusion, anxiety with our students, our teachers and our parents. And then, of course, the huge issue yesterday when the system just wasn't ready for it. And then Grace, the Premier, promised Grace, her Education Minister, would go out yesterday and explain what happened. No one heard from her. No one in our media, our friends in the media never heard from the Minister. And then it wasn't until today when I said that gutless Grace should show her face that she did this afternoon.
Well, you're saying, Jared, that this is reminiscent of when Anna Bleijie wouldn't sack Paul Lucas over the health payroll debacle, which of course was just an absolute schmozzle.
Well, it is, and no one can deny that when Labor and IT, it's like water and oil, they just never go together, they never mix well, and they don't mix. But I think that if you look at Grace's comments today, this is our Education Minister. She stood in front of the cameras today and said no one could have anticipated the amount of students going to try and log on to the system. What does she mean, Gleeson? That she forced the students to log onto the system, and now she's saying that no one could have anticipated the amount of students logging on, despite it's the government policy for you to learn from home.
Yeah, Jared, I think the mixed messaging we're seeing among the states and territories on education has been extraordinary. I mean, how can you send, millions of Queenslanders out to vote with the strong possibility that they may, there may be some sort of cluster outbreak, and then turn around and tell kids to stay at home? I find that mixed messaging the one area that this particular government has performed really poorly at.
Well, it is, Gleeson, and it gets to the point that a lot of parents are asking me, and students and teachers, I've got to add, they're saying, why was it 3 weeks ago, before Easter, safe for our students to attend school at the height of COVID-19, and now 3 weeks later, and the Premier announced yesterday, we had 0 cases overnight, we've got 6 today, and now it's not okay, it's not safe to attend school. So people are questioning, well, is mixed messages here? And despite the fact that, the New South Wales Premier has announced a staggered approach, South Australia, I understand they're going back next week, and the leadership of the Premier, Stephen Marshall, down there is actually encouraging students to go back. As long as you practice your social distancing, which we are in our workplaces, plenty of people are still at work, Gleeson, practicing social distancing. You can do that whether it's in school or in Parliament, I might add.